Hello, everyone. It's Lisa Haddock, and I am going to be reading Chapter 7, The Rule of the Wild. It says, the cub grew in size and learned very quickly. He learned when to be bold and when to shy away. His mother took him on her hunts, and the cub followed her example. His mother taught him the rule of the wild was much more than eat or be eaten. A wolf kills only when it is hungry or in danger. Even enemies must have respect for one another. His mother let him roam and hunt on his own. She knew he had to discover some things for himself, although he'd never strayed too far away from the cave. After his first adventure, the cub was very careful not to get lost again. It was one of his solo trips when the little wolf cub first encountered humans. He was running down to the stream to get a drink of water. Still just an excited pup, he burst through the bushes where, sitting silently by the water, were 5 strange creatures. He tumbled along the riverbank rocks as he tried to stop. None of the men jumped up at the sight of him, nor did they show their teeth and snarl. They simply sat there in silence. There were nothing like any other animal in the wild. They did not. Me. His friends called out or laughed at him. What did you expect? One of them asked. The man, embarrassed and angry, struck the cub with a stick. The wolf cried in pain. He had never been hit before. He was confused about what was happening to him. The men would have continued beating the cub were it not for the red dog. At that very moment, she jumped from the bushes. A year ago, she ran away during a famine when there were very little food for any one animal or man. Her father was a wolf, you know. It's not strange that she would take to the wild. She whimpered in delight and wagged her tail. Gary Beaver looked at the wolf cub, still crouched on the ground. Since my brother died, called followed and laid down beside his mother. If she gave in to these men, then he must too. Gary Beaver put a hand on White Fang's back and rolled him over. Quiche looked on while the man rubbed the cub's belly. The cub felt strange and silly, lying on his back with his legs sprawled in the air. It was a position of such helplessness that White Fang's whole nature fought against himself. He couldn't escape, but soon the fear settled down, and he noticed something new. He enjoyed having his belly rubbed. This was an entirely new experience for him, and he liked it. The pleasant moment was disturbed by the sound of a strange noise approaching. The rest of the Indian tribe was arriving to set up camp. Many people appeared from the woods carrying supplies and food. Dogs and children ran through the camp as tents were put up and fire pits were dug. Suddenly, White Fang was surrounded by activity and noise. There were too many things happening all at once. The wolf cub tried to take everything in, but it was simply impossible. He was able to start the next phase of his young life, one ruled more by man than by the wild.